Kylie Cosmetics brand went from selling out in 30 seconds. Y'all remember that, right? When they launched, the internet went wild. They sold out all of their lip kits in 30 seconds. To now, we don't hear about the brand that much. So what happened? How did one of the most hyped celebrity brands in beauty history go from multi-million to supposedly billion-dollar status to now not even being talked about at all? I want to do a deep dive into the brand to tell you what I think they're doing right and what I think happened that went horribly wrong to change the trajectory of Kylie Cosmetics to be this multi-billion-dollar empire to what it is today. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a detailed plan of what I think the brand should do to turn around to become that iconic status that it once had. And you all can let me know in the comments or not if you agree with my decisions or not and what you would do to save this brand. Kylie Cosmetics was founded in 2015 by a then 18-year-old Kylie Jenner. She capitalized on her meteoric social media rise and had millions of devoted followers. Kylie had this unique platform that allowed her to connect with her fans in real time. It was this immediate connection that turned her brand into an overnight sensation. It all started with one simple genius idea: lip kits. Kylie took these lip liners and these matte liquid lipsticks and she combined them together into these lip kits. And at that time, we really hadn't seen anything paired together in this kind of kit combination. So it did really, really well. It was the perfect product at the perfect time. Because as we know back then in 2015, 2016, everyone was wearing liquid lipsticks. It was a great item. Plus it being a formula, a liquid lipstick that was really hot at the time. All of those things together created this perfect storm and really blew up. What truly fueled the rapid growth of Kylie Cosmetics was its mastery of hype. Kylie's ability to promote products directly to her massive fan base made every launch an event. People felt like they weren't just buying makeup, they were buying a piece of Kylie's lifestyle. Her audience, who were primarily young women and teens, they saw her at this epitome of trend setting, and that made Kylie Cosmetics more than just another beauty brand. It was a celebrity brand that everyone who had grown up with her and was kind of socially attached to her, they wanted a piece of that. They wanted a piece of the Kylie lifestyle, the Kylie brand. They wanted to be like her, they wanted to emulate her, and that was why it was so successful, because it was backed by such a huge celebrity. Now in 2018, Kylie hit this another big milestone when she got launched into Ulta Beauty. Now as someone who's been in the beauty space and has navigated this for many, many years, I will say there's some really strong pros and cons to getting in retail. For my brand Makeup Geek, getting into retail because we were into Target stores, for us it was absolutely detrimental. But for a big brand that has the financial backing to be able to supply a huge amount of product to multiple different stores all over the world and be able to keep up with that, it can be a very good thing. So that was part of what also catapulted the brand into an iconic status, was getting into Ulta stores. So it was easily accessible to her fan base, which were usually young teens, young women. They already were at Ulta, so it was a great fit. So I think that was part of its growth as well, was getting into a major retailer. That same year, the brand was valued at nearly $1 billion, supposedly. Talk about that in a second. This catapulted Kylie to the status of the youngest self-made billionaire according to Forbes. Kylie Jenner became the face of the modern beauty mogul, social media fueled, trend-driven, and lightning-fast brand. But as quickly as Kylie Cosmetics grew, we started to see some cracks showing up. The brand's initial hype was all based on exclusivity and scarcity. It sold out super fast, so everyone was freaking out. I have to have it. It already sold out. Everyone else wants it. It was that marketing strategy that was very much, it's sold out, so it must be popular. I need to have it. We'll talk about in a second when I give you the strategy of why now in current times that doesn't work. But back then, before people started catching on, that was a really strong marketing strategy, was scarcity. But what happened in recent years is we started to see that recent launches, they weren't selling out overnight. They weren't out of stock. So that kind of marketing strategy that really worked for them doesn't completely work now. We see that products are sitting on the shelves. They aren't selling as fast. And on top of that, customers started to notice that the quality of some of the products started to go downward. They weren't consistent. Some products were really amazing in formula and others weren't. There wasn't a consistency in the quality of the actual products. People started complaining about customer service, about the packaging, about the formulas not working well, shipping delays, all sorts of issues that can kind of happen when a brand grows really, really fast. It can be very tricky to navigate. And again, this is something I had with Makeup Geek as well. It grew really, really fast. When it grows like that, you have a lot of bumps along the way because you have to hire so many people to try to get and keep up. And it's this kind of scrambling motion of like making sure there's enough customer service support, that the products are being checked at a high level when they come in, that the product development is tight. There's so many things that can start to unravel when a brand grows that fast, that quickly. Then another factor contributing to the brand struggle was all of these other brands coming in. We started seeing a lot of other celebrity brands coming in like Fenty, then we have House Labs, we have Selena's brand, Rare Beauty. So many celebrities started to come in after Kylie and provide amazing high quality products for that same price point. So it would start to cut in and create competition for Kylie Cosmetics. And I think that was part of what hurt the brand also. Then on top of it, you have indie brands that are coming in with super innovative formulas like multi-chrome shadows and multi-chrome eyeliners and metallic lipsticks and things that we weren't really seeing on the market in the mass-produced space. But indie brands have and consistently kill it when it comes to innovation. And Kylie's brand just wasn't keeping up with the innovation. So I think all of those things coming together is where after 2018, we started to see things unravel and start to fall apart. Then add to that market, Kylie oversaturated herself as a personal brand by starting launching all of these different things. She had Kylie Skin, she had Kylie Baby, then she had this drink brand, and then she did clothing, and she did all of these different things. It was almost like she was throwing things at the wall to see what would stick, and it came across to her fan base as a money grab. Now she's just like launching all of these different things, trying to make money, and in the end, I personally feel that that really hurt her Kylie Cosmetics brand because now it was almost desaturated and devalued by all of these other brands that she had that was taking away from that one center brand that used to do really, really well. So with all of that in mind, I have my notes here on things that I do think Kylie is doing well, because I don't want this to be a bashing video all. Anytime I do a deep dive, it's never like, oh, they should do this and they suck at that. No, no, no. There are some things that she does really well. And I actually bought some products to show you guys of what I think that she's doing well, but it's still not enough. And I'll tell you why here in a second. Okay, so here's what Kylie's doing well. The first off is the sleek, trendy packaging aesthetic. So one thing, when I'm consulting with brands, whether it be established brands or people wanting to start new brands, the first thing that I like to do is a brand strategy and do a comparison of all the brands that exist. So one of those components that I like to look at is, first off, your ideal avatar. Who are you selling to? Is it 20 to 25-year-old young women who want something very effective and fast? They want something to throw in their purse. Is it an over 50 demographic that wants high-performing basics that they can really use and treasure and love and they'll wear all the time? You have to figure out your ideal avatar, and then based on that, you're going to create your packaging. So I think one thing Kylie does well is, first off, the color of her packaging is a light pink. I do an analysis of other brands. If I was sitting here consulting Kylie Cosmetics, I'd say, you know, how can we be different in packaging? And color is one of those ways you can do that. We see a lot of makeup brands use black, they use white. Purple is a really common one, like Urban Decay, I think Tarte. Some other brands have used purple. So to come in with a light pink packaging, it may seem something very simplified, but it actually makes the brand really stand out, because when you see it, all of this pink packaging, you automatically think of Kylie Cosmetics. So that's a way to stand out, is simply by the main color of the brand, which she did really well. I love that she has the sleek packaging. This is her skin tint blurring. It's very sleek, it's minimalistic. It kind of goes with that Gen Z vibe. Gen Z, from what I know, I'm not a Gen Z. I'm an old millennial, you guys. I still part my hair on this side. I'm an old millennial. But Gen Z loves simplistic products. They like things that are multi-purpose. They are not high maintenance. They're all about the clean skin, minimal makeup, something that they can throw in their backpack, their purse. They can run around. They can run out the door with it. They want simplified things. So Kylie does that really well with her packaging and her formulas. It very much caters to a Gen Z market, which is who her market is. The second thing that Kylie has done really well is expand it outside the lip kit. So this is another trick. This is another issue I had with Makeup Geek. I will do a dive in Makeup Geek. Just you wait, you guys. I'll have a lot to say. One thing that's tricky when you become known for such an iconic product like the lip kits, it can be tricky to expand outside of this. I had problems with this with Makeup Geek. Everyone was like, I love your eyeshadows, eyeshadows. And so when I would try to expand into the lip category, into like our blushes did pretty well, our highlighters did really well because it was a powder format. So it was kind of adjacent to eyeshadows. But when I launched lips and other things that weren't eyeshadows, it was harder to break through that barrier because they became known as the eyeshadow company. So for Kylie, she could have easily been known as the lip kit company, and expanding into other products, even if it's in the same beauty space, can be tricky, but she did do it and she did it well. So she has things like pressed powders, she has the foundations, she has lip liners, lip oils. Like when you go to her site, there is an entire massive list of all of these makeup products, and there are several products that people do love really well. So she did expand outside the lip kits, which is amazing. Third thing she did really well is she got into a great retail space that is targeted at her demographic, and that is Ulta. I think if she went into Sephora, it wouldn't have been a good fit. I think Gen Z shops more at Ulta, and at her price point and her demographic, I feel like that's a great fit. So that was a good move for her, was to get into Ulta to make it accessible, expand her audience base, and make a connection with a place that people are already shopping at. The other thing that she did really well is she made that transition into this kind of trendy vegan and clean beauty. Now, I have my thoughts on clean beauty. You guys know that. I did a whole video on clean beauty, how I think it's a scam, but a lot of people are looking for clean beauty products, and she did transition to that to stay on top of that trend. So that was one other thing. Even though I have personal thoughts on that, she did do that, and that worked well for her. And then lastly, her consistent social media marketing. She is constantly on the camera. I see her IG stories, her TikTok. She's talking about her products. She's demoing them. She's announcing when new product launches come out. So she's doing a great job at still pitching her brand and authentically using them in her videos. So with all of those great things, what happened? Why is it not doing well? I have the answers. So here is problem number one that is missing from Kylie's brand: quality over hype. She has the hype, she has the celebrity name, she has the massive social media following, but she doesn't have the consistent quality throughout all of her products. Now, I bought some to show you guys which ones I do actually really enjoy. I bought a lip liner, which I think is really nice. This is the color Stone. So I like that it's a trending, cool tone, kind of grayish brown color. I love this. It's a lip liner that I do reach for a lot. I think her pressed powder is really nice. When I run my fingers on it, it's very smooth. It's finely milled. I also think she did a great job with her skin tint, her blurring elixir. I love the cute packaging on this. It's very on trend with a lightweight, kind of thin formula. I also love her lip oil. I think that it's really pretty. I got this cocoa color, which I'll show you now. It has the big wand here, which is really nice. When you go to apply it, it just blends out really beautifully. So she has some really great hits with her formulas. However, when you scroll on her site and you look at the reviews of her products, they're very hit and miss. So when I go to her site, first off, there's a ton of products. There's so many products. We'll talk about that in a second. But when you look at the reviews of these, they're very inconsistent. Like some have 4 stars, some have 3 stars. I see on here on Ulta's site, her eyeshadow palettes aren't well loved. Honestly, she needs someone new to do her product development, maybe a makeup artist or someone who's highly experienced, who knows what quality to look for to make sure that every single product that comes out is a high caliber quality, because the competition right now is too steep. If you don't have good quality, people are not having it because there's so many great options out there. Number 2, the second thing that I think is hurting Kylie Cosmetics is she doesn't have a new hero product. She did really well with the lip kits. People aren't loving those now. The quality has gone down. She doesn't have a hero product. Every brand has something iconic that people go to them for. Even if it's not something innovative, it's something that they do so well. It is the highlight of their brand. Like for Makeup Geek, it was our eyeshadows. For Fenty Beauty, it's their face products. It's their color inclusivity. You can find any sort of color that matches your skin. For House Labs, their foundation does really well. Their highlighters, their kind of face products. For Rare Beauty, is their liquid blushes. That's what blew them up, is they were the first to have these liquid blushes. And to this day, they still do really, really well, because if anyone wants a liquid blush, first place they're going to go is Rare Beauty. So every brand has an iconic product, and I feel like Kylie just doesn't have that anymore. She had the lip kits, and now that's kind of faded out. She doesn't have a hero to really push and promote and sell and make sure it's top of the line, that people know if they want that product, they're going to go to her brand. The other thing that I really think is hurting her brand, you all, is she has way too many products. And you would think that that would be a great thing, because it's like, oh, I could buy all these things. But when it comes to her brand, when you guys want to go to her site, it's like she has the perfume, she has the makeup, and there's so many makeup products. She has Kylie Skin, she has Kylie Baby. Her expanding into all of these different things is making everything fall flat, because there's nothing special standing out. Even me as a professional, when I go to her site, I get so overwhelmed, because I'm like, there are so so many products, and it needs to be more of a curated collection. So if she was to find a few formulas that were bagging products that everyone loved and really focused and fine-tune on that and cut out all of the SKUs that aren't performing well and really fine-tune it down, it's actually going to perform better than selling 1,000 products that are mediocre. Cut it down to, say, 50 products that do really well, or even 25 products that are insanely amazing quality, and be known for that versus selling a bunch of stuff. The next problem I think Kylie has happened is what I talked about, is she expanded into all these different things. Kylie Baby, Kylie Skin, Kylie Swim. Do you guys remember the swimsuits she launched? They were received horribly. They were bad quality. Stitching was coming apart. People were complaining so bad. Then she did the drink line. I don't even remember the name of that, you guys. It was like some sort of drink. I don't know if she still sells that now. She started just launching all of these different brands, and it's very much a money grab. And so that hurt her so badly for her cosmetic line, because everyone's like, okay, it's like whiplash. It's like, oh, you sell makeup. Oh, wait, now you sell baby stuff. Oh, and now skincare, and you've got perfume, and then you've got a drink, and you've got clothes. It's too much. And then the last suggestion I have is actually the most important one, and this is what's really hurting her brand right now, is in current times, everyone is financially struggling. Celebrities are just not loved. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna say it, you guys. People are not having celebrities right now. People are tired of feeling that the celebrities have a massive amount of wealth. They're out of touch with reality. They aren't honest in what they're using or what they're doing and things like that. That's that kind of like fandom of a celebrity backing an item that we used to see like 5, 10, 20 years ago. Oh, like, you know, this supermodel's using this Revlon lipstick. Like, girl, we know you're not using that Revlon lipstick. You are using the Chanel or Tom Ford lipstick and just putting this on and making money. We have caught on. The biggest issue, if I could say there was one thing, is she has her face and her name plastered all over the site. Even at the top of her site. Hold on, I gotta show you this. It says Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie Jenner. It says right there, Kylie, girl, we know who you are. We know who Kylie is. Why do you have your name at the top here? We don't need to know Kylie Jenner. And then when you go through her site, all of the pictures of people, it's her. There's Kylie. And then you'll scroll down. And when you go through the product listing, it'll be more picture Kylie. If she were to take a playbook, even from her sister Kim with Skims, and still had a few shoots with her in it, but she had other celebrities or other people representing the brand, it wouldn't be so focused on her, because I think Kylie and her team have not accepted that parasocial relationship just isn't strong like it used to be. The generation now, they don't care about emulating or trying to become like a celebrity. So she was to branch off and stop putting her face all over the site and being the only person really marketing this thing, then I think it would do a little bit better, because everyone would know it's still her brand, but it wouldn't be like Kylie Jenner, Kylie's here, here's a picture of Kylie, here's Kylie's lip, Kylie that, Kylie this. Like, just enough with that. Branch out, get some other celebrities on board, do some photo shoots and all that. Take some lessons from your sister Kim, Kylie. So I think if she did that, it would help her brand a lot. I really think that's a big thing that's killing her brand, is it's so centered around her, which worked in 2016, but it doesn't work now because that connection with celebrities is just not there. People are not having it anymore. That is my thoughts on how to fix Kylie Cosmetics brands. Do you all agree with me or not? If you don't, let me know in the comments below what you think she should do to turn her brand around and become, again, that iconic beauty brand that we all know and love. So don't forget to subscribe, you all. I'll see you next week for another video.